It has been 8 months since terrorists targeted the capital of Belgium. 32 people died in attacks at Brussels airport and a train station. Among the wounded was a former professional basketball player, Sebastien Bellin. He lives in Michigan with his wife and 2 young daughters. I have been following his story for CBS News and 48 Hours. You rarely get to witness such a personal battle to survive. But Sebastien vowed to his family and to himself that terrorists would not win.
"See that?" my brother whispered. "Something really big is out there," I squealed.
You want to grow up experiencing those things that dads do. You can't picture not being there for them. Not many people get to pinpoint that specific point in their life when, your life changed. The violence of an explosion just rocks you. All I know is I was coming to my senses and I knew I needed help. So I tried crawling, but crawling is so inefficient because there's so much debris around you. So then I start seeing about my legs and I could just see the pools of blood already, around both legs. I'm just so focused on the instinct of survival. So I didn't realize there was a photographer there taking my picture. And suddenly I started thinking of my girls and Sarah. And I said, if you stay here, you're gonna die. And so that became my motivation, really, throughout it was my 2 little girls. And so it immediately whipped me into shape, saying, you need to get out of here.
I immediately went to Facebook because that's where the news is, quickly.
Sarah Bellin, Sebastien's wife.
And I saw the photo of Sebastien, lying on the ground, and I remember I was screaming with terror, and just thinking about he could have died, or is there still a chance that he could die? I mean, there was so many things going through my mind at that point.
So I look around, and I told someone to bring over the baggage cart, and they lifted me up onto the cart. A few seconds later, about firemen come around the corner, and they carried me outside.
It had been 2 hours since Sebastien was hit by a bomb. He had lost 50% of his blood. Finally, he was in an ambulance heading to the hospital, where he went straight to the operating room.
When you survive something like this, and there's not one single minute where you don't sit here in complete gratefulness.
Sebastien would have to endure 6 surgeries. The goal, to get the one-time professional athlete able to just walk again and get him home to his family in Michigan.
Vlad, I mean, you see him talk so matter-of-factly about getting out of that airport, but when he thinks back upon it, is he surprised that he sort of had that mindset to just get the luggage card and make sure that he could get out?
You guys will understand this because you've interviewed so many athletes. He credits his background in professional sports, as giving him a plan, giving him a purpose, giving him a goal. That is what got him through some of those most difficult moments.
So what were the actual injuries?
So he had bones that were shattered in his leg. He tore muscles, and most of the major damage was in his left leg. And every time he would have a surgery, they would find pieces of shrapnel from the bomb in his legs.
He was in the Brussels hospital when you first met him, and we saw him going back to Michigan. How long was he in Brussels for?
He was in the hospital for 3 months. His family did visit him at the hospital a couple of times, but they couldn't stay there. So they did a lot of Skype, they did a lot of FaceTime, which people might understand is one of the great ways to communicate with somebody when you're so far away. He is home right now, and we're going to show you on 48 Hours how his recuperation is going. He's an amazing individual. I've covered a lot of terrorism stories, as have most of you, and this is the first time I've been able to track somebody from the moment that they are in that attack through the recovery process and the recuperation. He's an amazing man.
Well, it's been inspiring to watch all of this so far, and we look forward to tonight as well.
Yeah, thank you guys. You can see more of our conversation with Sebastien Bellin tomorrow in a 48-hour special Live to Tell. The Long Road Home begins at 9 Central here on CBS. And Monday, Sebastien will join us here in Studio 57 for an interview on CBS This Morning.